about carrying the cross today. If you guys could turn to Mark 8:34 through 38. And while you're turning there, let me set the scene for you. Alright, Jesus died on the cross, and he's leaving. He's going to heaven. But he has one challenge for us. His challenge is that we step up and carry the cross of Christ. And carry his example. So, Mark 8:34 through 38 says, "And when he had called the people unto him with his disciples also, he said unto them, Whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. But whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel, the same shall save it. For what shall profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of the Father with the holy angels." Alright, so what he meant is he wants us to show it, tell it, live it. He wants us to show our faith. He wants us to tell our friends, to tell everyone we know, because we could be the only Bible that people can see. And he also wants us to live it. Like, people are going to walk through the hall and be like, "No, he doesn't live for Christ. Now that guy, he lives for Christ." That guy right there. So if you guys could turn to Luke 9:23. Alright, and what this says, "And he said to them all, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me." And verse 24 says, "For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. But whosoever will lose his life for my sake, the same shall save it." And God is giving steps for discipleship, the disciples and the Christian people, to carry the cross when he leaves for heaven. Boosting them up, cheering them on, telling them that they can do it. In carrying the cross, there are 6 steps as Christians that we can use to take up the cross. So I run track, and there are certain things I have to sacrifice so I can become a good runner. Be like, man, I really want Taco Bell right now, because I love Taco Bell, and I really want that soda, but that's going to slow me down, so I probably shouldn't eat it. I probably shouldn't drink it. And that's the same thing as our Christian walk, because there's some things that we're going to have to sacrifice to live right for God and show up for Him. And it says, "Believer must deny self of anything that would weigh him down and hold him back." And that is Hebrews 1 and says, it's like pretty much saying, lay aside every weight, lay aside everything that will hold you back from living a better life for God. And sin can set us back in carrying the cross. Satan is so strong, he's going to throw everything at us to make sure we don't. And step number 1 is the 3 B's, and it says, "And binds us, blinds us, and bonds us." And bonds like bondage, like a prisoner. Like if you have a chain on your foot, and Satan will not let go. You're trying to get away, but Satan's just going to hold on. And step 2, and you just can't get away. Step 2, believer must keep his eyes fixed on Christ, not look right or left. And it's like looking unto Jesus. And when Jesus walked on water, the disciples were so amazed. They were in awe. Jesus just walked on water. Oh my gosh. Like, how did that happen? And so he called for Peter. "Peter, come to me. Come to me." And Peter's like in awe. And he starts stepping out of the boat. And all his attention's on Jesus. The next thing you know, like he's got him finishing up, he looks to his right, to his left, and thinks about everything else besides Jesus. And he starts thinking. But then he puts his eyes right back up on Jesus, and Jesus is there for him. So that's just in our Christian walk. We can do anything as long as our eyes are just on Jesus, and we lay aside everything else. And step 3, the believer must find our strength in the Lord, and that's Ephesians 6:13. And that's just like the armor of God. We are in a constant battle, and we're wrestling against Satan and sin every day. And some sins are so easily get us by temptation, that he will throw the thing that we struggle with the most, like anything that is our lowest, he will throw it at us. And I don't know, what temptations you guys have, but I mean, whatever it is, God's going to throw it at you. And step 4 is believer must place it all on the altar, and that goes back to Romans 12:1 and 2. And pretty much give everything to God. Anything that gets in our way, we need to give to God. We need to go all there and just give it to Him. And it's hard sometimes. We all struggle with it. And then 5, believer must by faith refuse anything that will get in the way. Refusing all your temptations. Like, turn away from your temptations and let God be glorified. Just be like, man, I love doing that, and I enjoy To deny self is to take up the cross and follow Christ. Now let's right back up to Mark 8:34-38. But 34 says, And when he called the people unto him with this disciples also, he said unto them, Whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself and take up the cross and follow me. So a good example of this, Michael Redd, if any of you know him, he plays for the Milwaukee Bucks, and he is now one of their star shooting guards. And his dad's a Christian teacher, but he never really followed him. He's awesome. Like, he's amazing. He was a bench player, getting some good minutes. But then they traded their all-star shooting guard. Next thing you know, he ended up becoming the starter in the league. He had nowhere to go. What do I do? I don't know what to do. And so he ended up accepting Christ and trusting in him. And he said